It makes the dream work.
Oh,
I'll be back
It makes
in
the
a-
stream work.
folks.
That too.
Yeah, my internet's now up and all the lights are green for my hardwire. Because Florida. Hi, good to see you. Hey everybody, we're back with a Vice after technical craziness stuff and things and stuff, and now we'll see. I won't even say that we're solid as a rock because that means we're gonna be down in 30 seconds. So, but okay. You ready? Wait, no, I've still got to get Kyle. Let's get Kyle situated. Hi, folks. How are you doing? We're all going to Gen Con, and it's going to be fun. And we were at San Diego, and I have gray hair, and stuff, and things, and stuff. And
we're not all going to Gen Con. Some of us have to work.
He meant the royal we.
Wow. Okay. So, yes, what's good guy doing? He is our entertainment while we are having technical difficulties. So, serious situation. How am I ever going to rope this back in? Welcome back to the
I'm
Vice.
sobbing on Iska's shoulder at the moment.
Welcome back to the Vice. Here we are, our party in sort of the presidential owner's suite of the Windward Starred Hotel, after having sort of an internal conflict that's escalated to the point of the casting of a third-level Thunderwave that has brought down the Talon Guard and the Arcana Mystica upon them. Celia, opening the door, reveals the 3 Talon Guard and the Arcana Mystica guard. She sees a half-elf. He's showing a bit of age, creases above his brow, golden blonde hair streaked with silver. It's long, but he wears it up in a top knot. He has golden olive skin and intelligent bright green eyes. His face is stern, and even though he's a mage, he has a long, narrow scar that runs all the way across his cheek. He moves forward into the room with a graceful confidence. He's wearing robes, but it can't hide broad shoulders and well-developed physique. Celia, who normally might have blocked his way, stepped aside because she specifically noticed something. The hilts of 2 elven spell swords coming up from his back. Celia immediately recognizes that this gentleman knocking at your door, while he may be a member of the Talon Guard, he is one of the legendary blade singers of Balathira, one of the very few orders on the continent that are respected by even the highest echelon of the Obsidian Order. He strides confidently into the room, looks around, gets ready to speak as he assesses the situation. What's everyone doing?
How many seconds would we have had before he walked into the room?
I'd say around 6. We'll say it was basically, he pretty much knocked the door was opened, and without even asking, sort of stared Celia down and started to stride in. So I'd say between a round and 2 rounds at the most. 9 seconds.
So enough to take off pants.
Enough to take off pants?
Yep.
Sure. I'd say you could drop trowel in 9 seconds.
Good.
Gravity works.
This will make sense, I promise.
Yeah. He looks around. It seems you're having a bit of trouble this morning. I'm sure you are all aware the use of offensive magic within Falcon's Crest is strictly controlled. And certainly, looks around, within an establishment like the Wynwood Star, where visiting diplomats, ambassadors, and esteemed merchants visit and reside so frequently to the point that the Talon Guard and the Arcana Mystica provide round-the-clock security, that damaging magic such as these are strictly forbidden. You understand, of course, I'm sure, that the penalties of such transgressions are quite severe, both to assuage any fears of the clientele and to set an example to deter others from taking the same course of action in the future. Now, hospitality, being a time-honored tradition in these lands, of course, means that as honored guests of the owner, he will equally share the responsibility for his guests. So with that in mind, would anyone care to explain yourselves?
Vidar slow turns as he's talking. As soon as he started talking, just slow turns to him and then looks down.
Can I just constantly be shaking my head to Vidar, just like...
Luna, the pants off and clothes slightly ruffled, will kind of sidle up to Celia, wrap her arms around her suggestively. My apologies. Some people get a little excited depending on certain activities. And then she'll throw a glance over at Iska, actually.
He stares at you.
Looks back.
And goes, so, looks you from top to bottom, back to top again. Another child of the lost, trying to be one of Veronica's girls. Is that what you're trying to show me, that you are with the Burning Rose? Is that really the story you want to stick with here?
The only story I have is that certain activities happened and things were released.
Just to put it out there and reiterate, at this point, Kel has paid attention to none of this. Has probably based on where people were positioned, his back is probably to the door, in Iska's arms, clutching her tightly, and just breathing heavily and whispering, "I can't stay. I have to go. I can't stay here. I have to go."
Real quick, just to clarify.
But probably only so she can hear at this point.
Just to clarify, is it the man who's walked in and speaking, who's wearing the clothes of the Arcana Mystica?
Yeah,
or is that
the
someone
Arcana
else in the
Mystica
groups?
and a Blade Singer, yes.
So, Iska, seeing basically the colors of the Arcana Mystica, walk to the door on this man with Kel in her arms. Kel would feel, I don't know if he would feel, this is what Iska would do, would basically kind of clutch very tightly out of just instinct of seeing a member of the Arcana Mystica walk through the front door. And she too would like lower her head into like Kel's shoulder or against his head as well, but less as a comforting manner and more of a panicked hiding manner. So although Kel is like in her arms and whispering these words, she is totally in flight mode, essentially. Just sheer panic and horror of the one thing she did not want to happen in Falcon's Crest happening day one. The Arcana Mystica might know she's here. So they are both just kind of clutched in each other's arms right now.
You see this Blade Singer reach into a pouch at his side and brings out a ruby that has a flat surface in the center of it. Goes, fine. And holds it up to his eye and begins
Vidar steps forward.
to look around. Yes, you step forward. Do you say anything, or do you just step forward?
I just exhale in front of him and goes, I am Vidar Lagrin. May I ask what your name is, sir?
Castian Varro. Blade Warden Castian Varro.
Blade Warden Castian Varro. It's nice to meet you. I would like to apologize for our actions here today. Our guide is not of this, is not familiar with the customs of Falcon's Crest from faraway lands within the Sylvan Expanse. Unfortunately, he has been through a lot in his years. Confined spaces, you see.
About this time, he just starts to look through the gym around. He's not paying attention to you. You see, even without your sight, and Axel would see as well, the telltale flash of arcane energy.
Yeah.
Sort of shimmering within this gym. He looks around, and it's interesting, even though you all are in different positions, it's as though he looks at the places where these events transpired. There behind the door, Iska coming from her room, Cilia and Vidar coming out of their room. He starts passing over all of you. All the way up to the last moment, even where Luna, before stepping up to Iska, had dropped her pants.
Yes, ruin every moment.
And then his eyes begin to rest on Kel. Start scanning him. As he gets down towards his hands, you hear, "Dear gods, what is that?" And he looks over his shoulder to the people flanking him. "Summon the nullifiers immediately and quarantine this hole without causing a panic."
Wait, what? What's happening, sir?
You have a cursed magical item that you have brought into Falcon's Crest. The nullifiers are being summoned to deal with it. That thing is not to remain in your possession. Pointing at the ring. They'll come here, they'll take care of that ring. His tone is like completely changed now. They're going to take care of that ring. Don't worry, you are in good hands. They take care of cursed objects far worse than rings practically every day.
Question.
Yes.
Do you know what this ring is?
It's cursed, that's for sure. It shows up as a bright spot on all the magical items that are here.
He's been acting very strange lately, so would this be the cause?
It certainly could be. A cursed item like that would be an explainable reason for such rash actions. We see curses of all types. It seems like every wandering band who stumbles into the old places of this world come out with something welded to their hands, welded to their body. Weapons that drive them mad. That thing, we can take care of it. We have specialists.
Look sort of thinks, I might know where they came from, maybe.
Do you?
He gets into his bag, pulling out the small bag. It looked very similar to one of the ones in here.
He pulls up his eyeglass, looks at the bag and looks down into it. These items are not cursed. You're mistaken. And hands them back.
Okay. We just picked them up on the road, so I didn't know, just to be safe.
He strides around the room. They'll respond very quickly. We just need to make sure that this magic is contained here. It poses a danger to everyone. We can't have it getting out.
Iska will, in a stern whisper, with her like basically mouth pressed against Kel's, like next to Kel's ear. Did you hear that, Kel? Did any of that get through?
Kel's not hearing you. He's still in this animal place, really. He just... He's just repeating what he was saying and kind of shaking. His whole body is trembling, and he's just clutching you.
Does Iska know that Kel's blinded? Hey. Speaking of emotional trauma.
Rude.
Very much so.
Hey, Templar.
Hey, Templar. Introduce yourself real
Hey,
quick.
buddy.
We can catch you up with what's going on.
Hello, I'm Templar Warden. I am late. Yes, I didn't wake up with my alarm. And I play Hidden by Axel, the Tabaxi Wizard.
Cool.
Well, you did. We TPK'd.
Okay, fair enough.
So to catch you up, the Arcana Mystica gentleman who was at the door is actually a blade singer from Balathira. He is here, and upon using a magical gem, seems to have been able to look into the events that transpired. But what really caught his eye was I went to the wrong one. 7 camera, that's what I want. Was the fact that he spotted the cursed ring on Kel's finger and has summoned a group called the Nullifiers to come and deal with it.
And Luna's pants are off.
And Luna's pants are off. That's the most important thing.
She tried to be a courtesan.
Well, she didn't necessarily say she was a courtesan. She just said...
Didn't say that.
You're right. He made the comment that if she was trying to pretend to be one. You're right.
Yes.
At which point, could Vidar move aside and go, please excuse me while I go get dressed and make
Mike.
my companion more acceptable.
Kyle. Mike.
Yeah.
Sorry.
There you go.
Thank you, guys. Vidar would if you could please excuse myself and my friend here, my traveling companion. We can become more presentable, as you've caught us at a bad hour.
Of course, it's early. It will take them a moment to get here, but this doesn't really need to concern the two of you. You cannot leave, though. We need to make sure the Nullifiers to clear everyone before any of you can leave.
Of course. Shall we? And puts a hand out to Luna.
Luna will grab her pants and put her arm in Vidar's for sake of the thing.
Vidar will turn to Celia and say, "Back in a moment, dear."
They linked arms without her breaking one.
Progress.
Down around the corner we go.
So, question before Templar came in: does Iska know Kel's blinded, or did that happen without her knowledge, or would she not know this?
That was
That's
the
right.
first thing that happened, so I think she was in the room when
doesn't
that
know
happened.
because she had come out after that happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she might not be aware.
Yeah, but you can
Okay.
see his eyes are covered with like a
Yeah,
frost around
they
the brim.
definitely look like they're frostbitten.
Well, and she got hit by that the last time Ishkan did that. So would she?
No, it wasn't
no,
that.
something similar. This is different.
gotcha.
His snow
All right.
blindness is different than the other.
Okay. Basically, I was just trying to figure out if she would be smart enough to deduce what was happening and cure him of his blindness. But if it's too nebulous,
but you're looking at his eyes. I mean, you would see there's something that is going on there, and probably would see that it's not really a wound. It's more of an affliction that might. I mean, yeah. Do roll a.
Well, they're not looking at each other right now. They're like,
oh, that's true.
in
You're
an
not
embrace.
looking
like
at each other's
head to
eyes.
head.
So yeah, then no. Again, you can do a perception if it's something.
I mean, maybe when he came up to her, she might have seen it. If you would allow her to do a perception
Hey,
check.
thanks for the raid out there.
Oh,
raid height.
great.
Would you allow Iska to do a perception
Yep,
check
that's what I was
to
gonna
see
say.
if
Yeah,
she
you can do a
noticed?
perception check if you'd like to see if you
Yeah.
catch on.
Absolutely. Holy cow. Hello, gigantic raid. You all are awesome.
You guys are awesome. Thank you for the giant raid.
Hey, Scrat, you rock.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Sorry, Kel.
On a 5 perception, yeah, you have no idea. You have not seen his eyes or made eye contact with him.
God. Then I guess if Kel's just continually whispering that, I mean, Iska's at a state of sadness, of worry, and of almost anger and frustration right now. And is just kind of tightly clutching on to Kel, not in an exactly gentle manner, and kind of saying in a serious tone, like, Kel, I need you to come back to us. Kel. And basically, that seems like the two are just kind of locked into repeating the same phrases at one another.
The Castian still sort of strides around the room, taking sort of stock and look at everything. He's got his ruby, sort of checking things every once in a while. So, I'm sure it must have just been an oversight that you have so many magical items that are unregistered. I'm sure you'll make time to do that. In fact, there seems to only be one Arcana Mystica registered item within this room. He looks at Iska. Doesn't really matter how good you are, dear. If you keep finding yourself in trouble like this, you're going to lose your sponsorship. To Iska.
We
As
humbly
the one registered Arcana Mystica magical item in the room.
She looks up to him, nods, and very slowly but with determination removes Kel's arms from her body and moves away from Kel, or tries to basically just very slowly walk back to her room now and leave Kel there.
Kel allows it. His energy is pretty spent at this point, and he's just kind of limp in a pile on the floor, almost in a fetal position at this point.
Iska goes to her room and closes the door.
About that time, I'd say about 5 minutes pass.
Within that 5 minutes, could Luna and Vidar have gone to her room, and while she's pantsless and whatever, just goes,
Still pantsless? Okay.
still pantsless, or however, like he does grab a bathrobe and just chuck it over himself, throwing off his ratty, tatty clothes, and just goes, he's naked underneath, and just goes, Ishkun's ring. What are we going to do with it?
Can you...
Where can we hide it?
Okay, sorry. Do you still have Lyle in this Vidar form?
Yes,
Yes.
Okay.
But I'm not summoned.
but it's not summoned right now.
No.
Right, but would it be possible to place the ring somewhere on Lyle, turn him into something else, and disappear him so it's not him that's playing anymore?
I can certainly try.
You can summon Lyle if you'd like.
Oh wait, is that gonna count as? Oh fuck!
That's the thing. It's honestly a thing. It honestly is a possibility. They could find out, and we have 5 minutes. He's doing the scan and focused on that ring. He's already done a look over of the place. He knows magic items are here.
The only
Are we further than 30 feet away?
From inside the rooms. This is big suite, so inside the rooms,
Yeah.
you don't know exactly where Vidar is. There's a chance that he's outside of 30 feet.
The only other thing I can do is swallow it, but I don't think that would affect that scan. Either it's on this plane or not. It is your call. Arcane things are not my forte.
Let me try, and Vidar's gonna try get as far away.
Okay, you can walk all the way to in the bathroom, back in the farthest corner, and summon
back into the furthest corner.
Lyle.
And Luna will give you the ring as you're going back.
Yep.
Summons Lyle, in the tiniest knife form possible, calling out to the cosmos.
And Lyle. Ah, a little bit of rest.
Shh. I'm going to tie the Richmond's ring to your leather wrappings around the carved out area, okay? I need you to take the ring for a bit.
I can do that.
Wonderful.
And the ring and Lyle disappear.
And then he's just going to break down and nervously just.
Okay, Luna, with pants back on while we're
Okay.
doing that. We'll go over to Vidar. Either it worked or it didn't. I need you to pull yourself together. Can you do that?
Slaps his face, stands back up and goes, yes, of course, yep. Yeah, we can. I've got this. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. Let's just not do anything rash again.
I'm okay. I agree.
So, anything else in the 5 minutes that passed? Axel, we haven't checked in with you. It's sort of unraveled quickly. The biggest thing that you noticed was this gem and this arcane energy that sort of shifted across it as he was sort of scanning the room and seeing the events that had transpired in this space. In general, you know that magic is pretty serious stuff, but you also know somewhat of just the rumors, the Arcana Mystica, not necessarily shocking your intelligence, you don't even to roll for whether you'd be shocked by them having such things. What would Axel be doing as this is all unfolding?
There's not a lot. There's not a lot I think he really can do. In 5 minutes, there's not a lot that he can do. Has everyone sort of wandered off to their rooms while they wait those 5 minutes or something?
The rest, we're going to say, certainly Luck, Kel, you, and Celia are still here with Castian.
Yeah.
As he looks through the gem, he's looking at you. Interesting bag.
Yes. It's not registered?
No.
No. That's interesting. I would have thought it would have been.
Yeah.
We found it somewhere in the world, I think.
You never know where people might have picked up items. You want to keep a hold of that. It kind of gives you a sly smile. Always nice to have friends. who have made you such honored guests. Questions of such things sometimes are overlooked.
Yeah.
You'll want to watch your step, though.
Do you mind if I clean up the room? You know, I rushed out of bed when all this happened. And he heads back into the room and stuffs everything to the bag holder.
Okay.
Well, stuff like the things that he can find that have not already been exposed.
Right.
So.
Okay. So,
But yeah, including her secrets, all those sorts of things.
Yep.
Look of the Eye of Eternity, kind of important things, and we'll just sort of leave the bag.
There is, as I said, about 5-10 minutes. There's a... And Castian goes over and opens the door. You see one of his guards step out of the way, and there are 4 robed figures in the hallways. One is in the lead, 3 about 2 steps behind. They are hooded. They are black robes with intricate gold embroidery that run down them. You see what potentially looks like a holy symbol on the lead one. It's a female form wearing sort of a mid-calf length skirt with a slit in it. Throws her hood back. It is an older half-elf woman with gray hair that has a few streaks of black in it. And you hear Castian take a bit of a deep breath and goes, Archnullifier Grim, we weren't expecting you. And she strides into the room and goes, I am Archnullifier Eva Grim. Where is the item? Grim walks in and surveys the room. She has pale skin. Again, her age is showing even for an half-elf, probably in past her 150th year. She exudes confidence and cool calm. She nods to the stone table that is over by sort of the area that was like a kitchen, where there were some of the snacks and stuff, and you see her 3 acolytes immediately sort of run over and clear the table off. She spies around and sees Kel, and she looks down, almost immediately her eyes drawn to the ring. Yes? Did you have something, Kyle? Yep. And it's almost like
I'm becoming...
It's almost as though she's speaking to the ring and just goes, nasty piece of work, aren't you? Shall we see how nasty you really are? And she gently tries to take Kel by the shoulders and lead him. Kel, do you allow her to lead?
I'm in a fetal position on the floor, and I'm just completely limp at this point.
Okay, so she
he's
kneels
not.
down.
He's no awareness.
Yeah. So she kneels down, and with a strength that would be unexpected, sort of gets you underneath the arms and picks you up. She nods to one of her acolytes to come over and give her a hand, and begins taking you to the table. Axel, have you returned with the hearing of the knock? And do me a perception check as well.
Yeah. So he would have done the usual thing where I think he wrapped up his right hand, and he would have actually brought lots of books and notebooks.
Yeah.
But yeah, perception. That's performance. That one's perception.
Okay. Because this is in your bailiwick, I'll let you take the advantage of the 19. You see over at the stone table these 3 acolytes begin casting, creating this circle of power. And as you look at it, it is a paradigm shift from everything that you've ever seen magically before. That wall of not knowing where you were, how the spells that you knew would possibly get more powerful. You are witnessing the paradigm shift that happens between level 4 and level 5 spells, of how higher level castings have to change as these arcane scripts begin uncurling and writing themselves and intertwining and creating this spell circle within the stone of this table itself. The other acolyte, Eva, are guiding Kel over to the table. Where's everyone else as she guides them and as this new figure has entered the room?
Vidar would just be coming out of the hallway to Luna's room in a bathrobe, tied up nice and neatly. Arms behind back, with trying to put on a face and a presence.
Luna, go ahead, finish.
No, I'm good.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, Luna will come out, still hand on his shoulder. You said the arch nullifier had a holy symbol?
Yep, she does. You can do a religion check to see if you recognize it.
Absolute Timon. As soon as I get to the right tab.
Vidar will look over to the arch nullifier and then back to
Ooh, look at
Castle.
that. Dirty 20.
Ooh, nice. Double dirty 20s.
Um,
Double dirty.
It's not a very well-known goddess, but because of your connection to the water and living close to the sea, there were sailors who worshipped her. It is Airdrie Freyna, Our Lady of Air, who is the symbol that she wears. I will put the spelling.
Okay, I'm just like, Freya I got.
Oh, I know that god. It's Edra.
There we go.
Airdrie Freyna. And anyone else? Iska's in her room. Luna, you are out next to the arch nullifier. Luck, are you just in watching?
Luck is going. I think Luck is. He's going to be talking with. Hold on, his name.
Castian.
Castian. That's it. Yeah, he's going to be sort of standing next to him, like, so. Will this hurt him? Is this a danger to his life?
The arch nullifier is the leader of the order. She has never been defeated by an item.
Oh, alright. Like, in terms of severity, these cursed items, I'm worried now. Like, has there ever been items that... How would one item become cursed? I'm not proficient in this knowledge.
Neither am I, to any great extent, but usually a horrible death, twist of fate. You never know what takes an item and makes it malevolent. It makes it become and turn against its user. Some great evil people, when they die, their spirits don't leave and just inhabit an item that they happen to be wearing.
Even ill will towards someone. is all it can take for a curse to manifest, as Vidar comes out.
That is true. Now, the strongest ones sometimes are ancient in origin. Weaker ones can be just a petty nuisance that you stub your toe every 3 days. This, even my item, it's an interesting one. We'll have to see. But the Arch Nullifier and 3 acolytes, that's a surprising response.
Do you know what they're doing there? Is that to, fix it, or is that to find out information? What does that spell do, you know?
That's beyond me. My spells are more tactical in nature. Casting tells you.
Yeah, understandable. Yeah. I guess I shouldn't really interrupt them.
At this point...
He sort of shuffles to get a better position to look at it.
At this point... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, real quick. It's been a couple minutes since he called for them and they came, correct?
Yes, they're here.
At this point, Iska would come out of her room, but would be very silent, and under her eyes would be very puffy and red.
Okay.
She would kind of just stand in a distance, but want to watch what's happening.
So...
Also, check your donations.
Oh, wow, I didn't get an alert. I wonder why. Huh.
Technical difficulties all day.
It's because nothing has gone right today, Jay.
Yeah.
If I had to guess.
Oh, action required. Oh, wait. Something's going on. That's weird. Stand by. For some reason, Streamlad's lost my PayPal account.
Oh,
Which is a problem.
that's a problem.
Spooky. It's
One thing after another.
perfect moment to build the tension. Dun, dun, dun.
It's because Florida.
Yep, because Florida. Yeah, as we've established.
Florida.
Because Florida.
What the hell is this nightmare realm?
Oh, also, Daniel, I'm in Florida.
Yep. And so's Bird.
Oh,
I should have just bought that ticket.
Oh. So, we're just gonna pause for a second. It's because this is a good thing and a bad thing. I have exceeded the amount of personal account transactions in PayPal. I have to upgrade my account to a business because of the amount that everyone has donated.
Oh my god.
Wow.
That's the best problem.
Yeah. So, but that's interesting. I need to put in a business name. That would be on a tax return, which I would be like, I'd put in Bird in the Storm, but
That's what I was gonna say.
so
Squall of the Flock?
yeah.
Fortress of Swallowtude.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that's old news.
Fortress of Squalitude.
I do not. Okay, I don't think I can take care of this right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because tell you. Let me see if it. Okay, so screw Streamlabs. Let's see if I should just go. If I can just go into PayPal. Sorry, folks, because it's today.
Yeah. It's today.
Everything goes wrong.
Hey, do we even do a plug for the charity?
Yeah, we totally did it.
No.
Plug for the charity while I figure this out.
Sure thing. Hi, everybody. Thank you for sticking with us through these technical difficulties. This charity is run 100% for charity, and also this channel is run 100% for charity. This month's charity being Pathways to Safety International, an organization dedicated to helping victims of abuse, U.S. citizens all around the globe, hence the international part. They have counseling. There's a number you can call. They help with relocation. If you do need to go to the website, but you fear that your activity is being monitored, please go to a public place and access it that way. There are lots of useful resources. If you'd like to know more about the website, please click on the purple letters below in the description. If you'd like to donate through our channel, please click on the banner below that where it says click to donate. If you donate through our channel. There are various levels below. You can give us a D10 healing dice, a luck dice, which is basically a mulligan on any dice, party punch bowl. You can name. We are now in Falcon's Crest, so you can name an NPC in Falcon's Crest. And for $25, and for $50, you can give a limited use boon to a player of your choice from a list provided by our esteemed DM, Tallest Ball. But if that is not in the budget or you do not want to, please don't feel pressured to donate. You can do things like share our stream on social media like Twitter and Facebook. Otherwise, thank you for joining. Hang in there.
And
since we're still killing time,
Yes.
and we missed last week, I have a palindrome for you all. This week's palindrome is Stephen. I left an oily lion at Feline Vets.
What is wrong with
Damn.
Dude, type that one in. Prove that. Prove it.
Prove
that
it.
one?
Prove it.
We want poof.
Knock yourselves out.
Okay. I got it linked. So we actually have a couple things. So first thing, we have a, if it will let me do it, I've got one advantage and one inspiration for all players.
Right.
And I don't know why my alerts are all screwed up from to it. And Tunarth donated for a boons for luck, Luna, and 10 healing dice for everyone but Cal.
All right, then. Heart Danny.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm gonna have to redo all. Well, maybe if I reload it. Let's see if that will get everything up and going. Yeah, no, unfortunately, my ticker and everything is off. I will try to get that fixed. I'm not going to take more time with that right now. But so I can at least see what the donations were, even though the alerts aren't working right now and the donation ticker. I will have it fixed for next time. So Iska comes out, puffy eyes, and is seeing all this going down. Was there anything else? I was kind of distracted there. You asked me to check.
I don't think so.
Vidar's walked out into...
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vidar's
we're
out there
going
was
on,
talking
yeah.
about curses with Castian. So, Axel, you see that as Eva Grimm is walking Kel over to the table, the three acolytes begin somatic casting and chanting. And Eva, kind of propping Kel up, takes the hand with the ring and puts it inside the circle. And she looks, seeing all the eyes on her, and looks around with a steely, icy calm to everyone and goes, "Oh, right. Brute force sometimes is the best answer for these things. Don't worry, I can reattach it and regrow the hand." And with a quick chops Kel's hand off. You see a black blade emanate from her hand. Stump does not even bleed, and the hand sits there, now completely surrounded by the circle of magic.
Question: does Kel feel this or not?
It is so quick, and in your state, I mean, it probably feels almost as though someone maybe tugged a little at your hand. If you look down, though, you would see it. But it's one of those things where it is so sharp and so quick, the immediate reaction isn't pain. It is just, it's done. You can do a perception check to see if afterwards.
Kel wasn't probably even looking. He was
Yeah.
just completely zoned out and on borderline catatonic, honestly.
Yeah.
But my question was whether he would feel any pain from
No.
that happening.
No, literally it was done in swift and efficient thing, so that the hand, literally the exact cut is so that the hand drops completely inside, sort of the inside circle of this giant runic double, triple circle that is inside of there. What's everyone else doing as this just happened?
Look, takes a step forward and just shouts, "Are you bloody insane?"
Luna
Castian
will grab
immediately-
luck.
Yeah, and Castian would grab your shoulder. Castian just goes, "Wait for it." Anyone else?
If Castian's got luck, Luna doesn't.
I mean, Iska would have involuntarily let out like a like an actual scream.
Has she sort of because she guided
Yeah,
Kel?
she's right there next to the table. Yeah, and then her 3 acolytes are there.
Another question: does Kel feel anything else? Any change from this having been separated from him, as far as the cursed item?
Not right this second. Stand by.
So then he is probably just still standing there with probably just his forearm left on the table and then the hand separated from it in the circle, not even comprehending or taking it in at all.
You're also half blind.
Yeah, that's true too.
I can still see 15 feet, right?
Feet. Yeah, so it's just 15 feet. So, as you all...
Vidal would like to look over and say, standard procedure, I guess, for something like this?
We'll see.
Huh.
Do we have a standard procedure for anything?
Axel's just going to step up close to Kel just for supporting Kel. Good view of what's going on.
So do me a perception check with advantage, Axel, as you pull forward.
If anything happens to Kel, if he collapses or anything, Axel's right next to him. So.
You see the ring seem to liquefy and slam up against an invisible magical barrier, as though it was aiming straight towards Kel. You see it bounce around, ting, 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 hitting this magical barrier, not being able to escape. You then see it go back down and whoosh, wrap itself around the finger, and you see it disappear. With the 17...
Into the hand?
No, the hand's still there. The ring has disappeared.
One more question. I don't think we ever established, was this on Kel's right or left hand?
Not wedding ring hand, so it would have been on your right hand.
Right hand.
Yeah. So, Axel, because you're standing right next to Kel, you see something out of the corner of your eye. Kel, do me a perception check. I would say it's at disadvantage because you're kind of zoned out. I think that's fair. Still with a 16. Kel, you feel, and Axel, you see a tightness around your neck. And for those of you looking, you see a wooden collar shaped like an oversized ring form around Kel's neck. Eva looks up. Actually, she's about the same height as Kel. Looks over and goes, "Oh, you are a nasty one, aren't you? Now it's time for you to see how nasty I can be when you cross the line into my domain." She looks to the rest of you.
I like her.
You will excuse us. This will take some privacy and concentration to deal with now.
Does Kel feel this come around his throat?
This come around your throat.
How tight is it?
It is. I mean, you probably couldn't even fit a full finger underneath of it. It is all.
So it's uncomfortably tight.
Yeah, it would definitely be uncomfortably tight.
So just out of a natural reaction, Kel would bring his hands up, except he only has one.
Yep.
And trying to put them both to pull, and that's probably when he is going to realize that and see that his hand is gone.
Yeah. About that time, Eva basically, she picks up your hand, sticks it on the stump, casts regeneration. It reseals itself as though nothing has happened. Come along now.
You're not going to bloody decapitate him, are you?
Oh, no.
Do we even have a choice in saying
Castian looks at you and goes, No, you really don't. Not
No,
if
we
it's
really
doing that.
Is there?
No, we really.
Eva looks over to the room that Kel had.
Sorry, I just missed the last 15 seconds because I froze.
Okay. No, Axel basically asked, Luck asked, are you going to cut his head off? She said no, and Axel asked if we had a choice, and Castian basically said, no, you really don't. The Nullifiers have jurisdiction in all these matters.
Kel is going to continue grasping at his neck and start panicking again.
Do you let Eva lead you to the room that you had bathed in the night before?
Well, it depends on how she does it, because right now his instinct.
She's like just trying.
He tries to reach up. He sees his hand is gone. He sees his hand reattached. That freaks him out. He's feeling this tightness on his throat.
Yep.
And so it's like, and his breathing is starting to ramp up again.
So just,
how is she handling?
Basically putting just a hand on the center of his back and just is trying to guide him, and just she doesn't have the best bedside manner. She just is trying to lead him.
This way now. This way. Come on.
Is Kel resisting, or if she's sort of just putting light pressure on your back at this point?
He will probably, as he's struggling, probably stumble forward. So yeah, he probably will be guidable in that fashion, because he's going into the trapped animal mind space.
Yep.
And if she doesn't get him in there quick, he's going to go out of control again.
Yep.
So noticing this. Oh, sorry, you go first.
Axel's right there, so he's sort of going to, put a sort of a gentle paw on Kel's shoulder. Kel, this might help with your brother. Your brother might come back. This is for your brother. And he's just trying to calm Kel like that as they try to sort of...
It'll save my brother. My brother. I have to save my brother.
Relax, we're trying to help. They're trying to help.
I have to save my brother.
Relax.
Tell me what to do.
She's just...
Let them lead you. Let them help you. Let them lead you.
Where? I have to save my brother.
Room. Just that room, and we can do it. They can do it there.
He will, as soon as he hears that, he will kind of stumble dash, not very coordinatedly, towards that room.
Okay. The acolytes are right sort of behind you, and you've sort of stepped away from Eva. As you enter the room, you can see the acolytes are stripping the bed of linens, throwing the mattress aside, and you reveals, because there is not a lot of wood, basically there's just a stone sort of plinth, square raised dais that sort of acting as the box spring and frame, because it's Falcon's Crest. And you can see that they, once again, are creating an elaborate arcane circle on the stone table. This, what would be sort of the size of a king-size bed, and that the circle reaches to all sides of it. Eva looks at Axel and says, "Thank you. We will have to take it from here ourselves."
Do you know the full details of... Do they know the full details of what happened with this curse?
She's...
Was they there when they were talking?
I'm sorry?
About it? Did they discuss...
They have not said anything about what the curse is, just that it is a cursed ring.
Do you know... Do you know what kind of curse this is? Because this didn't start with him.
Are we in the room at this point?
You're in the room with the three acolytes. Eva is standing at the door, sort of blocking anyone else from coming in. I know.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know, Dragons, you were trying to chime in as well.
Oh, yeah.
While that's going on at the door, Vidal's going to look back at Castian and make his way over towards the sitting area, and just gesture to the chairs. Would you like to take a seat? We can certainly offer tea, and we can discuss the situation a bit more if you want.
Castian just
as in like what's going to happen to our friend and our sponsor through this situation. Just a bit more detail, a bit more rules on the whole thing.
Castian says, I prefer to stand, but that is up to Eva at this point. As I said, the nullifiers have full jurisdiction on matters such as these. It is out of my hands.
I understand. Would you like some tea?
Hey, look, it's Jeanette. Woohoo!
I'm here.
Yay!
We're not in jail.
That's
Well,
always nice.
Not yet. Thanks, Templar. Thanks.
Kel's gonna get decapitated though.
They cut off
Yeah.
Kel's damn hand.
And they reattached it.
It grew back though.
So
hey, welcome
while
to the session.
I do cameras, introduce yourself, Jeanette, and if you guys want to catch Jeanette up on what is going on, whoever wants to do a little recap for her, that would be great. While I get all the cameras.
I asked the Blade Singer if he'd like some tea.
Let
Yeah,
Jeanette do her
which is-
intro first.
Hi, I am Dragon Druid. I'm playing Slayer Olren, the High Elf Rogue, who I guess is confused right now.
So from the top, you open the door. Big Bad Blade Singer came in just like y'all done goofed. Luna didn't have pants on for a while.
The important thing.
Exactly. The most important.
Because it has to
he
be
did the scan. Yes. I don't make a secret of that. The Big Bag Blade Singer guy did a scan around the room with the magical item, found out Kel had the cursed ring on his hand. It's just like, oh, things have escalated. We need to get a nullifier in here. Y'all stay here. We'll go get nullifier. The arch nullifier showed up. It's just like, don't worry, I got it. Chopped off Kel's hand to get the ring off. Ring disappeared, reappeared around his neck in a wooden form. She's like, oh, you want to play it like that, curse? Well, we're going to take it to the room. And that's sort of where we are.
That should be the official write-up. We're going to take it to the room now. That pretty much sums up Evo.
So in the meantime, Axel was conversing with the arch nullifier.
Yes.
So, this curse didn't start with him. It began with his brother, who I don't know what happened. All we know is we came across.
She just puts her hand up and goes, first we get it off, then we figure out what it is.
We have another cursed item. I don't know if it probably doesn't tie in to this at all.
And that, she raises an eyebrow.
Yeah. Well, we don't want it.
Is it contained for the moment?
Yes, it's contained.
Are you sure?
It's tied in a bundle of cloth. I discovered that as long as you don't touch it, it doesn't affect you. So it's
She
bundled up.
just sighs and she's like,
Well, presume.
we'll get to that in a moment.
Yes,
Just
yeah.
this.
Important things first. Okay, and he'll sort of step back.
Okay.
Mm,
Tunarth, you were saying in the room. 3 acolytes.
Yes. So in the meantime, as soon as Kel is in the room, his focus has switched. You know, my brother, and he reaches and grabs the soul seed containing his brother. My brother, you have to save my brother here. Save my brother.
An acolyte just sort
And
of,
he's offering.
yeah, an acolyte just sort of takes it and she just says, yes, you'll need to take off any items that you have on you. And clothes stay on. You know, she's not stripping naked, but basically, and I know Kel doesn't carry much, so this is a quick process.
No.
I think it's pretty much the seed, maybe
I
your
mean-
Morathaw pouches. Yeah, that type.
Yeah, I mean, he was wearing his cloak,
Yeah.
his wooden flute and his staff, and
Yeah,
just
they'll take your staff. They actually do take the wooden flute off. They basically, you're skinning cloth at this point, and the last thing you see, Axel, you see an even more complex set of glyphs and rune circle, a 4-ringed circle set forming on the bed as it's being cast and wrapped around as these arcane lights. As she then closes the door, you see a shimmer across it, actually, of arcane energy. And if you test it, would you like to test it? This is interesting. Would you like to test it?
No. No. Yeah, no, he won't test it.
So
You kind of get the idea of what it is.
Eva leads you, sort of collects Kel, and leads her over to now the bed, this platform, and these ring of arcane sigils. And she has you lay down on the bed in the center of the circle.
He's still focused on the seed, and he's trying to get her to go, and it's like, my brother, you have to save my brother.
She looks at it and she goes, can be addressed later. That is not a part of this happening to you right now. Please lay down.
But you have to save my brother.
She tries to force you down on the bed. Do you allow
I
yourself
resist.
to be laid down?
No, I resist.
You hear her look at you and say a single word. Volentare. Constri malentere. And as you have less than 150 hit points, you are immediately stunned. And go stiff. And you feel your constitution has been somehow affected as she has bestowed a curse upon you against your constitution for any attempt to break out of the stun. And she lays you down in the circle. You then see she takes her shoes off and kneels up on the bed beside you. Are you going to try to break the stun? Or are you going to allow her to continue? She's kneeling there beside you, gently, almost in a reverent pose, sort of right next to, like, your ribs.
He's going to continue to, again, trapped animal thinking, which he hasn't entirely gotten out of, and so he will be trying to break free of whatever this is with everything he's got.
Okay. Do a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. (13) does not break it. You are still held in a stun. You see her remove from inside of her robes plain birchwood box. And you see, as she pulls out a platinum chain that has 6 sky blue diamonds that are set into its links. She wraps it around her hand. And you can see her manipulating it with one hand with a practiced ease and familiarity, moving from one diamond to the next with no hesitation whatsoever. You still struggling?
Yep.
Constitution saving throw with disadvantage. On a 5, you're unable to break out. She gives Kel a nod, and with her right hand she reaches down and she lays it upon the ring. So around Kel's neck, so sort of grabbing it. She can't get her fingers up, but she has one hand on the ring, this now thick, wide wooden band. And Kel, you feel an immediate reaction from the ring as thorns spring out from the collar, tearing not only into your flesh, but certainly into the arch nullifiers as well. And you can, in fact, detect not even the slightest flinch from her, as what has certainly been thorns that have pierced in through her hands.
Am I able to physically react at all?
Your power word stun. You are out. She looks down.
Am I conscious?
You are conscious. You are conscious during this. You are just you are incapacitated and stunned.
Okay, so I can't even flinch. I just feel the pain and nothing I can do about it. Okay.
You see her look down into your eyes. Actually, at this point, that's probably been enough of her taking out the chain. You can do another Constitution save with disadvantage. Nope. She leans over you and looks into your eyes, and you see her pupils dilate. And as you look into those black depths, it's like looking into an open grave. Or for you, maybe the eyes of a predator right before it knows the prey's fate is sealed. There is no escape. It is the eyes of someone standing as a sentinel over death's door. Her lips part, and you hear a single word. Sraxthax! And life immediately leaves your body. As you have more than 100 hit points, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Sithrax. Notice anything? Okay, alright.
On an 18, you drift backwards. Kel, tell me about the first memory of your mother. As you are drifting in darkness.
The first memory I have of my mother is her guiding me and my brother through the forest in springtime to a stream. My brother was always surprised that I was able to remember something from such a young age. I must have been 3. She guided us to the stream to teach us about the life along the banks and within it, within the water, and how the life on the banks and the life in the water interacted with each other. Even though I was so young, she felt I could understand. And I did, and I remembered.
Suddenly, you take a deep breath, and you come back to consciousness in the room. And you can feel now that Eva has her whole hand around one side of the ring. And it feels like the other side of the ring has become uncomfortably embedded within the neck muscles on your other side of your neck. And she leans down to you again. Sraxtherax! And I need you to make another death saving throw. Axel, what you had originally thought of of Sithrax was being unsettled like he was in the vineyard. But now, whatever's happening in that other room, that's not the case. What you now realize, Sithrax is growing. Kel, tell me about the first memory of your father as you drift back into darkness.
My first memory of my father, once again with my brother, a more fleeting memory. In later years, maybe, well, not later years, but maybe like 4 or 5. My brother 2 years older. Tracking an animal through the forest.
You love the bags, man.
And his instructing us the signs to watch for, the way to follow, the nature and habits to know, to be able to become one with the mind of the animal in order to better sense where it would go.
You gasp again and come to consciousness. You now feel the ring is passing right next to your through your larynx. It is somewhat phased through your body, and you feel those thorns transform from thorns into brambles, and you feel them surging across the ring, up across your skin, around your head, and up the hand of you see the Arch Nullifier looking down at you, and they're digging in, and blood is now flowing down her arm as she still has a grasp on this, and she looks down and moves to the next diamond on her chain, and you hear the word again. Srax Therax! I need another death saving throw. On an 8, Iska, as you stand out in the waiting room, you hear a sound that every musician around the world in all times and all places dread. Tking! It's the breaking of a string, and it echoes through your mind like one of the songs and the chords of fate itself. Cal, tell me about the first time you discovered you could do wild shapes.
I was with my mother.
Your natural wild shapes, your small forms.
Yes, I was with my mother. Still very young. We were often paired off, my mother and me, my father and my brother. I watched her become a fox. And I so wanted to be that close, that much closer to nature, to be more part of it, more one with it. And I closed my eyes and somehow reached down and up and all around me and connected to nature in a way that I had never done before. And all of a sudden, I felt different. I was aware of a change, and I opened my eyes from a completely different perspective. And I had become a squirrel. And I ran after my mother through the underbrush.
You're back in the room. The Archmistress, her hand on the ring, it's now passing directly through your voice box, and the brambles you can see have reached all the way up onto her arm and are starting to come up around her neck. They also now seem to be not just attacking her, but trying to grab a hold as you feel them snaking down into your lungs, into your chest cavity, trying to grab on now that it is seemingly losing against this woman. As the thorns dig in and start clawing at your inside, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Can I take a mulligan on that one?
Not during this.
Okay. That's a natural one.
She moves on to the next diamond, the fourth. And you hear her look down at you, and she's annoyed now. And you hear her say, Srax Therax! I need you to make a death saving throw at disadvantage. Iska, on hearing that noise, you find yourself drawn out onto the balcony. Something drawing you out there. Do you go?
She would have looked up when she heard the sound of the cord snapping the first time to the room that Kel is in, but after a moment passes and this new instance catches her attention, she's followed her lead before, and it's got her this far. She will make her way to the balcony wordlessly.
Is it pretty obvious that she's walking off?
I would say so.
Luck would follow.
Look, sorry, quick thing. Wasn't Iska in her room and closed the door?
She came out.
She
came
Came
out
out when
earlier.
all the magician stuff happened.
Sorry.
Luck, as you start to go, you can still have eyes on Iska, but Castian steps up to you and starts giving you an odd look with the gem again. Back and forth. Looking deeper in, actually up a little bit to you. He just places his hand on your chest. Just a moment. Kel. Did you find yourself back in this dark place? The fondest memory of your brother?
My brother and I had left home and had been traveling together through our forest, through our home, keeping watch, protecting it. There had been an incursion of orcs that the two of us together had managed to fight off, killed many, and drove off the rest. The odds were very against us, but we prevailed. And after it was all over, and we were able to
Oh no.
We gotta wait.
Yeah,
we have to wait. His computer froze up earlier. He reset it.
and
Okay.
You're
You're back.
Okay.
Sorry, we had to wait for you to come back.
Yeah.
right. Where did you hear?
the orcs. You were fighting off
So-
orcs together, side by side.
Right. And after we had killed many and driven off the rest, and finally sat to rest after it was over, we turned to each other and just wordlessly embraced, knowing that we had protected our home together.
Eva brings you back again. You find the ring now is past the other side of your larynx, just the big muscle cords of your neck still holding it in place. The brambles and thorns are now digging up into the arch nullifier's face, and she glances at them with a withering glance, and you see them just turn to dust. But they have gone past just attacking you physically. You feel the brambles almost digging into you both mentally and spiritually as well. You hear the sounds of your wild shapes roaring and calling out in pain as they seem to, even though they are within you mentally, that the brambles in this ring are trying to use them to keep them attached inside of you. Kel, I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. $17 is not enough. She looks down at you and with a new ferocity in her eyes. You hear it again. Axel, Sithrax has gone from being just wrapped around your neck to all the way down around your arm. Its tail now sort of merging with your necrotic hand. Srax, she says again. Kel. Your first true druid wild shape. Oh, did I have you make the death save? I didn't. Trax Therics, death save. Thank you.
So casually. Oh.
Now, your first druid wild shape.
I had found the natural wild shape and spent as much time as I could as a squirrel, just enjoying being part of nature, something that my mother taught me to revere and count as a blessing. One day, perhaps I was 14, 15. I was just out and wildcat began chasing me as a squirrel, and I scrambled up a tree, as I would often do, but the bark was loose and peeled away, and I fell straight down. I turned to look as it was about to pounce. And in a frenzied moment, part panic, part anger, somehow reached deeper than I had gone before. It was as if the nature that I had been able to touch before was just the merest trickle, and all of a sudden a torrent of energy was released within me. And I became a bigger cat. I became a panther. One of the ones that I had admired. And there, before this wildcat who was ready to pounce on a squirrel, stood a panther ready to pounce on him.
brought back once again into the room. You see the ring is almost out. It's now mainly the brambles that have now almost made a secondary ring around your neck. And you hear a desperation, not through your ears, but inside of you, this resonant sound of a screeching, like birds screeching in the night. It's the desperation of the ring to hold on to you, and suddenly the thorns spurt out again between the brambles, and you feel venom leaking out of them into your body and into your soul. You see the Arch Nullifier's arms where the blib's coming down now is dripping this green venom as well. And her eyes harden, and there's almost a smile on it. You see that predator look in her eyes again as a burning radiance flows through your body and the venom melts away. But it is not without cost. I need you to make another Constitution saving throw. She moves on to the next diamond. Begins to lean over. Luna, as you are out in the main room, correct?
Yep.
You hear children laughing on the terrace and feel yourself drawn out to the terrace where Iska has just gone.
I go.
You walk out. Vidar, sitting on the couch by yourself, you see Iska and Luna, and something calls to you as well to join them on the terrace. As you go out there, I need the three of you all to make a perception check.
Axel is out there too, isn't he?
Is this something I can use advantage on or no?
Oh, yeah, you can.
Yeah, same.
Axel went out on the balcony too.
Axel, are you on the balcony or are you inside?
As soon as Sithrak started acting up, he went out to the balcony.
Oh, I thought you went into another room.
Yeah, I was sort of another room, but balcony's actually the best spot. I can be in another room if you want.
Another room.
Got it.
So.
Railroad.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
So.
1 sec. Sorry, my character sheet's
As Vidar gets up.
Do you want me to do it for you, Bird? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 16, Vidar.
Yeah. As Vidar gets up, he's going to look over towards Azulme. Slowly bow around towards her and just squeeze her hand gently, and then breathe heavily and walk out. And he's going to use an advantage for this perception check.
Okay. And Azulme, nice. Azulme, as you see this Blade Singer, member of the Order of the Blade Singers of Balathir, one of the only groups that the Obsidian Order actually respects, even at the highest levels, as being their equal, you feel you might need to intervene on Luck's behalf, and if you'd like to step over to Castiel.
Sure, yeah, let's do it.
Okay. On a 25, Vidar, as you look out, the fog is still not completely cleared as the sun is not coming through. You see something unexpected. There's something moving rapidly towards you in Iska and Luna, on flapping wings, flying towards the balcony. Back to Kel. She looks down at you and grabs the 6th diamond. Srax. I need you to make a death saving throw. Cal. Tell me about getting your heart tattooed.
So this is, sorry, I was needing to refresh all the details. So do you mean the torso?
Yeah, torso tattoo.
Okay. It was the first summer solstice since I began my moral pfeffin. My journey to truly become one with the Sailsu. The ceremony was prepared. It was to be done at the middle of the day, high noon, the center of the longest day.
What?
The people that I had come to call my own led me to the center of the village. I stood there as the ceremonies were performed, and as the tattoos marking my successful completion of the first part of my journey I put into my skin. Painful, but done with love and care and the knowledge of everybody there of what it meant. Every moment of pain was a moment of love and care and respect.
This time, your breath does not come as deeply. Your weary eyes and exhausted body, you can barely crack your eyes open as you see Eva slamming shut an iron box that begins to glow brightly, almost sickeningly hot as the magics invoked on it hold whatever might be inside of it. The ring is nowhere to be seen, and there is a small smile on Eva's face. Kel, you currently have 4 levels of exhaustion. Have 1 hit point maximum plus your con, as the toll of this ceremony is taken on you. You go outside to the balcony. This dark object is winging closer and closer to Iska, Luna, and Vidar. Luck and Cilia, Axel in his own room. Sithrax is huge. Now, curling across around your neck, down your back. Luck, Cilia, and Castian out towards the door, backs turned away from the balcony. As Iska, Luna, and Vidar, you see this object getting larger and larger. Whew.
Do I notice what it could be?
Whew. And merging out of the mist is a giant black raven that lands on the balcony and shimmers into a human form. She has blonde hair pulled back. The top of her face is blood red with paint. She has a long cape that is made out of black raven feathers and very sparse armor. You see in the middle of her neck, sort of right above her breastbone, the eye of a raven, the same primitive eyes that you saw in the vineyard. And she looks to each of the 3 of you and goes, "To know of what is to come, you must see what once was." Tink, 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 and touches the center of each of your foreheads as you fall into blackness. Iska, this is a strange place. You are drifting and floating. You don't quite know where you are or how you could have gotten here. Stand by. Oh, did I just lose my music? Come on.
So, for this interlude, I have to go.
Okay. Yep, go ahead.
So,
Go do your bride stuff.
Yep, go do bride things. You can talk.
Thanks for checking in.
You can go follow me on Twitter. I will link Twitter in chat. Love you guys. Bye.
Stuff and things.
You are floating in this dark space. You don't know where you are. You don't feel your body. Just this drifting backwards through space, time perhaps. You begin to get a sensation. It's of movement. Wind. and you open your eyes and you are flying. 2 huge blue feathered wings are flapping beside you, and you are wheeling through the clouds. You are doing amazing maneuvers around a giant airship that is floating next to you as you soar over the skies and the countryside. In front of you, you see the plateau of Falcon's Crest looming before you. And as you go up and soar, you look ahead and you hear the voice of yourself say, Balshirian, we have work to do, as a huge nether wing starts flapping towards the airship. And that's where we're going to end today's session, because Iska, Luna, and Vidar, actually Dragon's Bird and Alicia, will be playing out that story live at Gen Con.
What? Live?
In wonderful Indianapolis, Indiana. If you're going there, be sure to try and catch us.
Not broadcast, but...
Not broadcast. Yes, in person.
In person. IRL.
Somebody take a camera there, at least.
I was going to say, maybe we could figure out a Periscope thing for a little bit, maybe.
Maybe we could do that.
That's all good. Yeah, we
you are going to record that somehow, right?
Right.
Yeah, somehow.
Iska, Luna, and Axel will be relaying what they experienced in character.
Want to try that one again?
I won't. I'm different.
I'm sorry. The dragons, Iska and Luna will be relaying what they've learned in character to the rest of the party. As it will become, as our game that we're going to play with real dice in front of each other will become canon for our campaign.
I like it.
Hope you guys enjoyed our little story today.
I thought on YouTube.
You need to at least do an audio recording and put it up as bonus content or something.
We'll figure out
after
something.
we've gone through those sessions.
Yes.
Later.
We will figure out something. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today's session of the Vice.
No. Yes.
So I'm presuming we're not on for next week.
Yes, we are off next week. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was certainly a fun thing to put together, or interesting thing to put together. We'll start with I guess we'll start with Dragons or Cats.
Yeah, hello everybody. I am Dragons Are Cats. I am your friendly Australian tourist in the wonderful United States of America. Bird in the Storm Publishing, Gen Con, Stuff and Things. I thought that was a Neverwing, and I crapped my pants. I was like thinking, all right, let's turn everything from bad to worse. Oh gosh. But I'm Dragons Are Cats. You can follow me on the interwebs and on the Twitches as Dragons Are Cats, and I will link my things in the thing. Love you all.
Hey, I see Nick lurking. Hey, dude, give me a call. We're probably gonna get a World of Beer after this. Come join us. Templar Warden.
Hello, I am Templar Warden. I was playing Hidden by Axel, the Tabaxi wizard, who has just experienced the spirit of death have the hell of a good time. That's fun. That's just fun. This is great. Yeah, nothing wrong there.
Yeah, I'll be sending you what that means.
I don't know what it means. X doesn't know what it means. Anyway, you may catch me anywhere on the internet at as Templar Warden. You may catch me on Twitter at Rainer Templar, and looking forward to the futures. All that stuff. I have to wait a week.
Yep. Sorry, 2 weeks.
It's fine.
Bird versus plane. Don't worry, we're going and getting beer.
Good. Real quick, I want to just take up my entire announcement time to say fucking A, Danny. That was...
He had no prep. He had no idea that I was going to call on 6 memories for him to pull
Fucking
out.
incredible for pulling 6 of those stories together, dude. Seriously, well done. Birdverse playing everywhere. Bird and the Storm Publishing, keep an eye out for it.
NNG9.
Hey, I'm NNG9 on Twitch, where I live stream video games and swear a whole bunch. NNG98 on Twitter, where I tweet stuff. Probably a lot of Gen Con stuff next week. I'm a player in this game, obviously, but also I'm a player on T. Fredrickson 80's channel on her Friday night game at 8 p.m., where we do a Chronicle of Darkness game in the Old West, which also has Mormon werewolves for some reason. And a part of the, not even kidding, the Cyber Sunday game. That game's 8 p.m.
Why not?
Friday. Sunday game at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, along with Tunarf and for a game called Esla, The Power Within. And no, we're getting to the fun. You have not missed it, Urban Lady, because Jay's not going to escape this. Along with him, good times. So links are in chat. And this week's part of the week is how did the mathematician deal with their fear of negative numbers?
How?
Ow.
They stopped at nothing to avoid them.
Oh, God.
See you, Gen Con!
Math
I don't
puns.
get it.
Why did you have to do math puns?
Because they hurt more.
I don't
Because
get it.
They
7,
do.
8, 9.
They do hurt more. Good guy pie.
I don't get it. Sorry, I was trying to figure out the pun. I don't understand it. I am a good guy pie. You can find me pretty much anywhere on there. And as Bird versus Blaine said, bloody A. And as Kat said, I thought that was a Neverwing. And you know, what would a man who can find out curses with a little magic trinket want with a blood hunter? No clue.
Can't imagine.
No, blood hunters don't have anything.
It's not like you're a walking curse or anything.
No. It's not like I am the curse. I'm not the curse one.
And with a absolutely stellar performance today, Due North. What'd you think?
Oh, well, thanks for making me pull memories that I hadn't invented yet out of my ass.
Dude, sometimes they're the best. Oh no. But it's a great picture.
I'm sure it'll
He's
unfreeze
so
in this couple of seconds.
He's so happy.
He's so
His character died
happy.
4 times, but he's so happy.
Oh, you're back.
There
Oh,
he
it
is,
was
there he is,
great
there he
though.
is.
It was the
There he is.
best. It was the
He's
best.
back.
It was the best happy Tunarth look ever.
Anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, that was fun for me, traumatic for Cal. He's probably going to have PTSD, even more than he already does about fog. I'm Colin65 on Twitter. I don't really do much there, but retweet the things that I am in, one of which is this, which I hope you've been enjoying, and the other of which NNG9 already mentioned, T. Fredrickson 80s campaign Esla, The Power Within, Sundays 2 p.m. Eastern, where we play very different characters in Claudia's Brother's Dick, because that has to be said. And also I do have a YouTube channel where I have put up videos of most of the music that I have written that has been written either inspired by or specifically for this campaign device. So there's the link there in the chat if you want to go have a listen. And I hope you enjoy. And yeah, so I'm not going to Gen Con like everybody else, almost everybody else. And I'm not going for a beer right now.
You can
That part I'm also not doing.
But honestly, it's only 1:30 here in California, so it's a little early. And I'm frozen again.
Somewhere.
Nope, you're not.
No. Oh, now you are.
Now you are.
He was predicting.
I am Tall Skull. I hope you guys had enjoyed the session. It was a lot of fun to run for you guys. I hope that you felt the tension, and thank you for sticking around through our technical difficulties as we got everything ironed out. Gladly, it all worked itself out before we got into the really high tension moments. But you guys can catch Alicia, Bird, and Dragons, and myself at Gen Con next week. We will be doing things with Bird in the Storm. We are going to play a little bit of Vice, Losing the Sky. We're going to be playing a little bit of Clearing the Midnight Wield, which is our new module, which is the low-level module that we're releasing through Bird in the Storm. And that will be available for digital playtesting as well. After we get, it is a work in progress. We're hoping to get some good feedback so we can get it all super polished up before we put it out on DM's Guild. And hope you all enjoyed it. Again, we do run this channel 100% for charity. This month it is Pathways to Safety. I will get all the little alerts and stuff worked out. We probably are going to go ahead and roll this one over since we really only had 2 sessions this month. And I'd like this one. I really would like us to give it a full month. Actually, we'll end up probably with 6 weeks, depending on people's schedules for August. We'll figure it out. Between summers and that sort of stuff, we might have, we'll get it worked out. But thank you for your donations. Thank you for sticking around. And until next time, gather your friends together and tell a story any way you can, because that's what it's all about. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Be safe out there. Have fun. Good night.